If your cast iron is sticky or smoking out your house, or just flat out not performing the way you thought it should, it's not because you bought a bad pan, it's because you're making one of these 5 mistakes. And these mistakes are why most people give up on iron right at the spot. The first thing is most people think that the pan is the problem, but it's actually a mistake that happens before the meal even touches the pan. You are failing to preheat. If you're coming from a standard non-stick pan, you're used to cranking up that burner and throwing your eggs in about 60 seconds later. Those thin pans heat up just as quickly as they cool down, and they lose that heat as soon as you slap a steak on there. But cast iron, it's got thermal mass. Think of it like a heavy-duty power bank for your phone. It takes a while to charge up, but once it's full, it holds the energy for a long, long time. And if you don't give it time to absorb that energy, you get massive cold spots and your food sticks to it like super glue. The solution: you need to preheat on low or medium for about 5 to 8 minutes. That's it, 5 to 8 minutes. And how do you know if it's ready? You don't want to guess here. And my buddy Bob Travis taught me this trick right here. Thank you, Bob. Use the water bead test. Drop a few drops in. If it's a sad, evaporated puddle, wait. But if those drops ball up like BBs, that means your thermal mass is locked and loaded. Once that pan's preheated, you're ready to cook. But this part is where the smoke alarms get set off. Let's be honest, we've been told to get a good sear, you gotta crank the dial up to 11. And I did that, and my first cast iron steak was a disaster. I turned a beautiful piece of meat into a hockey puck, and I smoked the house out. So what's the solution? You have to train yourself to lower the heat. Cast iron multiplies the efficiency of your stove. As you can see on this chart, the temperature that medium gets on your average stove, medium is your new high. I mean, think about it. Most anything that you would cook can fall in that range. So now, even with the right temperature, the wrong oil will turn your kitchen into a smoky mess. When that oil starts smoking, it reaches its breaking point. It's degrading and it's burning. It has literally hit its chemical breaking point. And all it's gonna do is make your food taste like an old dirty campfire. The solution? Match the fat to the flame. Think about this. Butter smokes at 350 degrees. That's perfect for some pancakes, maybe on medium, medium-low. Meanwhile, you have avocado oil, which can get to temperatures around 520 degrees. Woo, baby, that is hot. That's the perfect temperature for searing a big fat pork chop. Simple, match the fat to the meal. And getting this right is half the battle. But just wait until you see the mistake people do when they put it back into their cabinet. That's the last tip, and it's the #1 reason why your pan's sticky. So your meal was great, and you're stuffed, and you want to sit on the couch and let it soak in the sink, or just leave it on the stove. Stop right there. Leaving food residue and moisture in your pan for too long, that's a recipe for disaster, my friend. That's a ticket to Rustville. The solution? Do not wait. Just do it. Let the pan cool down just enough so you can handle it, and then start cleaning. And cleaning doesn't have to be a holy ritual. It's just maintenance. Use hot water and a chainmail scrubber. Or if you want to be vintage, you can use some coarse salt with a little wooden spatula and scrub away. Oh, and in spite of all the mess, you can use some dish soap and get to scrubbing. Most modern dish soap won't damage a polymerized shield of armor. And now you want to make sure that you dry it completely. We want to leave no moisture behind. So we've cooked, we've cleaned, and we've dried. Now we protect. This last mistake is where you get that kind of splotchy seasoning, looks like leopard spots, and that's often where that gummy little sticky film comes from. People think a little oil is good, but a puddle is even better. But the truth is, a thick layer of oil, it's not going to polymerize. It just turns into a sticky mess, and it ends up trapping dirt. The solution? When it comes to seasoning, less is best. Apply your oil, and then take a clean paper towel and wipe it all down. Wipe it like you made a mistake and you didn't mean to put it there. You just want a whisper thin layer. Wax on, wax off. And for me, this is where I like to go with the blue can of Crisco. She's a hard, heavy hitter. And for me, it builds that perfect shield that's been lasting me for a long time. But truthfully, you can use whatever you want. If you want to use avocado oil, go for it. If you want to use grapeseed oil, go for it. The truth is, the iron doesn't care as much as you do. Now, if you fix these 5 things, I promise your cast iron will be the best tool in your kitchen. And I'm Heath Hayley with East Texas Duct Tape, and I'll see you next week, my friend. God bless.